Hello and welcome to SatTV Week, the news programme for the international satellite industry. This week Helen Jameson talks to Martin Coleman of the Satellite Interference Reduction Group. I report on the US Air Force's next generation global positioning system. And Tricia Jones has the launch news. But first, here are the news headlines. Small satellite manufacturer Surrey Satellite Technology Limited has completed the development phase of its new low-cost synthetic aperture radar satellite system. Called NovaSAR-S, the system offers customers coverage of any spot on the Earth in all conditions, seeing through cloud cover across both day and night. The 400 kg NovaSAR-S design combines SSTL's flight-proven SSTL-300 platform with an innovative S-band SAR payload developed in collaboration with Astrium, who will be responsible for supplying the payloads. The challenge has been accommodating the power and processing requirements within a small, low-cost satellite platform. NovaSAR-S's 3 metre by 1 metre phased array antenna was developed by spaceborne SAR specialists at Astrium and has now been successfully trialled using an airborne demonstrator. The SSTL-300 platform hosting the payload is an adaptation of SSTL's very high resolution imaging NigeriaSat-2 mission, which was launched in August. Visada has launched Crew PC, a dedicated computer data system for crew members which enables crew to send emails and use the internet cost efficiently and completely separately from business communications. The Crew PC is a pre-configured onboard PC which is connected to a satellite data terminal such as Inmarsat Fleet Broadband or Farastar to provide instant plug-and-play access to data communication services such as email, chat and internet access. All services run over a dedicated prepaid channel, keeping them completely separate from applications and solutions required for business purposes. Wavestream has been selected by General Dynamics Satcom Technologies to supply the company's 16-watt Ka-band solid-state power amplifiers for their Model 20 Satcom on the Move terminal. Wavestream is shipping 16-watt Ka-band amplifiers for use in vehicle-mounted satellite communication systems to support US Department of Defense missions worldwide. Now here's Tricia with this week's launch news.
On Wednesday morning, ISRO successfully launched the PSLV C-18 rocket from the Sriharikota spaceport carrying 4 satellites. The Indo-French tropical weather satellite Megatropiques and 3 other smaller satellites. Megatropiques, a result of Indo-French collaboration, is designed to study the water cycle and energy exchanges in the tropics. The 3 smaller satellites carried were VesselSat from LuxSpace of Luxembourg to locate ships, SRM-SAT built by the students of SRM University near Chennai, and the remote sensing satellite Jugnu from the Indian Institute of Technology. At the European Spaceport in French Guiana, the launch infrastructure is being put through its paces in final preparation for tomorrow's rollout of the No. 1 Soyuz that will perform the Russian-built vehicle's historic first flight from the spaceport on October the 20th. The initial processing retains the same horizontal preparation and transfer process that has been used for decades at both the Baikonur and the Pesest cosmodromes. However, the major difference at the spaceport is that the payload installation is performed while Soyuz is in the vertical position, typical for Western launch operations. This activity is performed inside the protective 52-metre tall mobile gantry, which then is rolled back in the park position at the safe distance for liftoff. Soyuz's maiden flight will orbit a pair of Galileo navigation satellites.
Earlier this week, Helen Jameson spoke to Martin Coleman of the Satellite Interference Reduction Group and asked him about what developments are being made to tackle this serious industry-wide problem.
Okay, Martin, so IBC was an important milestone for SIRG. Can you give me a summary of what was achieved?
Yes, certainly, Helen. Well, the main thing was the fact that carrier ID, which the group has sort of taken personal responsibility for, actually it got sort of what it wanted. The first one was Eutelsat, announcing that they would take on all SNG flyaways and new DVB services with a video ID for video transmissions, probably based in the main on the early NIT version that was ratified by the WBUI SOG, and also they'll be looking at new technology that's coming on. So fantastic start. To have a satellite operator saying it's a requirement is just, you know, just the news one wants after treading the balls. The second one was that underneath all this, IRG is really an engineering group. It works. I call it the engine room of this, and we've been working with people like Comtech and UTech and many others. As you know, Comtech has come out with some new technology. Well, we held a meeting at IBC on Sunday. I think that was the 11th. I'd have to check, but anyway, whatever. We did that meeting. UTech and Comtech were there. We had 6 manufacturers altogether. But with UTech's help today, on the 5th of October, we're hoping that Carrier ID will start a journey in the DVB, with the DVB committee and the DVB processes, and we're hoping that the developed Comtech technology will actually become a standard, which of course again would be a huge achievement. Take a little while, but you know, for one show, those 2 just events were just exactly what the doctor ordered.
Well, that's fantastic news, Martin. And so are you still hopeful now that Carrier ID will be in place for the Olympics in 2012?
Yes, I am. I have to keep a personal hope. It was I who put the challenge down, so I sort of had this, I think everybody's looking at me to make it happen, but it's not going to be me that makes it happen. It's us. It's the royal we. It's all of us. It's the whole industry, and led with GBF and WBUI SOG in particular. We're working flat out, not only on Carrier ID, but of course all the initiatives. They're all important: training, certification, type approvals, etc. They're all being pushed equally. But going back to Carrier ID, yes, I do believe it be possible. I think it will simply be that in the main we will have the NIT video Carrier ID solution in place because it's the simplest, cheapest and workable. But what's really important about that is not so much the technology we're going to use, it's the fact we're going to put a Carrier ID process in place. You know, going to try it out for the Olympics, see where it fails, see what's missing in the processes we've got to actually invent. And so, you know, that's the challenge. But I'm confident. I think Eutelsat are going to make it happen. They put a date on there, the 30th of June 2012, just in time for the Olympics. Something's going to happen for the Olympics, and I'm really pleased about that.
The Lockheed Martin team developing the US Air Force's next generation global positioning system has turned on initial power to the programme's Pathfinder spacecraft. Known as the GPS3 non-flight satellite test bed, the powering up of this ground-based system has given the team a confidence boost in meeting the scheduled launch of the first GPS3 satellite in 2014. The GPS3 programme is the lowest risk solution to keeping the GPS system and will improve position, navigation and timing services and provide advanced anti-jamming capabilities, giving superior system security, accuracy and reliability. With a focus on affordability, the GPS3 team is first developing the GNST, a full-size prototype of the GPS3 spacecraft, used to identify and solve issues prior to the first space vehicle.